He is shocked, but slowly he kissed her back. Slowly he held her waist, pulled her closer. Wyan broke the kiss and looked into his eyes, and he is looking back. Wyan, I love you, Taeyang. Taeyang just staring at her without saying anything. Wyan felt pain in her heart seeing him all silent. Wyan, why you always say about my leaving you guys? I will never leave you nor Ivan. I love both of you. Say something, Taeyang. Your silence is scaring me looking into his eyes. Taeyang, I love you too, staring at her. Wyan cups his cheek softly and smiled. Wyan, thank you for loving me, even though I did wrong. Promise me you and Ivan never gonna leave me. Taeyang, never. Wyan happily smiled while caressing his cheek. He caressed her waist. They both leaned closer and connect their lips together. Wyan held the back of his neck, kissing him deeply. And Taeyang wrapped his both arms around her waist, pulled her closer. While kissing him, she slowly sat on his lap. She cupped his both cheeks, and Taeyang held her waist with one hand and with other one hold the back of her head, kissing her deeply. Wyan slowly held his one hand and placed it on her chest, which made Taeyang stop kissing her and look at her. Wyan, what happened? Don't you want me? Taeyang just staring at her. He's thinking she's ready or forcing herself. Wyan, am I not beautiful then, Diana? Taeyang looked at her shockingly. Taeyang, you're taking it wrong. I had no feelings for Wyan. I know. Then what's stopping you from having me? Taeyang, you are so beautiful, and having you as my wife, I can't believe. I have never dreamed of you as my wife. Wyan smiled hearing him. Taeyang, there are so many men out there and they are better than me. Why you have chosen me? You can get more handsome and wealthy guy rather than me. You asked what stopping me from having you. Every time whenever I want to claim you as mine or call you as mine, one thing stopped me, that I'm not worth of you. Put her finger on his lips. Wyan, shh. You are enough for me. I choose you because of your pure heart and beautiful mind. You are the most handsome man I have ever seen in my life. Taeyang pulled her into a kiss and she kissed him back, her fingers running inside his hairs, his manly scent making him go crazy, and her black orchid body scent made him forgot everything in his mind, just running, Wyan and Wyan. He pushed her on the bed and hovered over her. He kissed her and she kissed him back. She tried to pull over his t-shirt while kissing. Taeyang stood on his knees and pulled the t-shirt over his head. She sat up and again pulled him into a kiss. They both kissing each other with so much love. Time skipped. Taeyang laid down beside her and both of them catching their breath. Wyan opened her eyes and looked at Taeyang, found him already looking at her. Taeyang stood up and cleaned the mess while Wyan just looking at him while smiling. She wore one of his shirt which is just smelled like him. Wyan got confused when Taeyang left outside of the room. She waited for him. She thought they were going to sleep. Soon he came back with sleeping Ivan in his arms, which made Wyan smile widely. He made Ivan lay down beside Wyan. She kissed Ivan's forehead and caressed his head. Taeyang laid down other side of the bed beside Wyan. She looked at Taeyang and smiled. She caressed his cheek while he is just staring at her. He tucked some hairs behind her ear. Taeyang, beautiful. Wyan smiled and placed a long kiss on his lips. She turned her backside to him and pulled Ivan close to her and hugged him in her arms. Taeyang smiled and hugged both of them. Next morning, Ivan moved his body in Wine's arm, which made Wine awake. She looked down at him, found him rubbing his eyes cutely. He opened his eyes and found Wine looking at him while smiling. He hugged her and she hugged him back, placing his head on her chest. Ivan, good morning, Mama. Wine, good morning, my baby. She smiled when she felt the young hug her tightly from behind. The young, good morning, both of you. Wine and Ivan, good morning. 1 month later, everyone stood up and greeted Wine and their boss. Wine said, today I am going to introduce our company CEO, Mrs. Kim Wine. Everyone claps. Wine's eyes met with Taeyang, and he gave her a happy smile. Time skip. Wine was doing work in her laptop. She hears door knocks. Wine, come in. Door open and Ivan ran inside with his school backpack while Ivan, Mama. Wine smiled widely and took him in her arms. Wine, my baby, how was your school? Ivan, good. Wine tell her driver to take Ivan here cause she didn't want to be him alone in home or leave him with nanny. She decided to keep him with her in her office hours too. She made him sit on the couch and give him snacks. Wine pressed the call button and someone came inside. Wine, tell Mr. Kim I call him. Person, okay ma'am. That person left. Sometimes later the young came inside. The young, yes ma'am, Ivan, Appa. The young got shocked but smiled and looked at Wine who is also smiling. Ivan, Mama told me I will be here with her after school and we will go home together. Wine smiled and stood up, then went near Ivan. She sat beside him. Wine looked at the young who is standing there. Wine, why are you standing there? Sit here, Mr. Kim. The young cleared his throat and sat on the couch beside them. Few days later, Wine was passing from the employee area, but her eyes catch Taeyang. He is not sitting in his chair. He is standing near the Lina's desk and helping her in something. He is telling something and writing something in the file while they both standing very close to each other. Wine cleared her throat, gaining their attention. Wine, Mr. Kim, come to my cabin right now. The young nodded his head and Wine left from there. Jack, seems like she's angry. The young, who knows what happened now? She heard knock on the door. Wine, come in. The young came inside and closed the door. He looked at her, found her already looking at him while spinning the pen in her fingers. She stood up and walked in front of the desk. She leaned her body with the desk and crossed her arms on her chest while looking at him. Wine, in which post you work, Mr. Kim? The young accounts managing director. Wine, so what you were doing at Lina's desk? The young, she need help, so I just help her. Wine, just help? The young nodded his head. She wants to chuckle seeing his nervous self, his forehead sweating. She again walked back near her chair and sat down. Wine, sit, Mr. Kim. The young sat down on the chair. She started checking some file while looking down. Suddenly his eyes fell on her chest. Her upper two-shirt button is open. He can see her. He wants to say, but right now she is his boss. He can't order her. She looked at him, found him looking at her chest, which made her smirk. She purposely opened her shirt button before he came. Wine, Mr. Kim, stop looking at my chest. He gulped and looked other side. She stood up and walked near him. He just looking at her. She stood behind his chair. She placed her hands on his shoulder and bent down from behind. She softly kissed his cheek and whispered in his ear, "Wine. Wanna taste, Mr. Kim?" He gulped hurriedly, making her smirk. She again walked near her desk and placed the telephone on her ear while looking at him on phone. "Wine. I will busy with Mr. Kim in important meeting, so don't disturb us until I tell. And when Ivan come back from school, tell Jack to take him to amusement park." Person. "Okay, ma'am." Wine. "So, Mr. Kim, follow me. We have a very private meeting." Wine opened the door of her private room and Taeyang slowly walked inside and Wine closed the door. Taeyang looking at her while Wine also looking at him. She walked close to him and placed her hand on his chest. She looked up at him while slowly caressing his chest up and down. Within a sec, Taeyang pinned her to the wall and kissed her, and she kissed him back. They both hungrily kissed each other while his hand started roaming on her body. They walked near the bed and Wine pushed him, which made him fall on the bed. She sat on his lap and pulled him into a kiss. For a moment she broke the kiss while unbuttoning his shirt, then again kissed him. While kissing him, she pulled his shirt down and eventually get rid of it. Taeyang also opening her dress while kissing her office time romance. They both laid down with Wine top of him and kissing each other. 5 years later, doorbell rang and Ivan went to open the door. Taeyang came inside. Wine came downstairs while holding their 1-year-old baby girl. Ivan took Isa in his arms from Wine and kissed her forehead and cheek. Wine went near Taeyang and took his coat in her hand. Maid came with water. Wine took the glass from Maid and handed him the glass. He gulped down the water and handed her back the empty glass. The maid took the glass and left from there. Wine. "How was your office, Mr. Kim?" Taeyang. "Good." After getting pregnant, Wine gave her seat to Taeyang, even though first he denied, but then Wine dad also requested him, then he agreed. Taeyang looked at Isa, who is playing with her brother, Ivan. Ivan is her most favorite person. Wine, go fresh up, maid serving the dinner. Taeyang nodded his head. 1 year later, they came on a family vacation. Isa and Ivan playing with sand. Ivan helping and teaching Isa how to make palace with sand. Taeyang and Wine watching them while smiling. Wine, my Ivan is a good brother. He knows how to make Isa smile. Taeyang nodded his head. Wine, thanks to my dad for forced me to marry you. Taeyang also chuckled and kissed her head. Wine, I love you so much, Taeyang. You know that, right? Taeyang looked at her. Taeyang, I know very much, and do you know I love you too? Taeyang's heart. Wine, I know. Thank you so much for giving me this beautiful family and making me a better person, my love. Taeyang, you were a good person but bit arrogant. Pinch her nose. Wine playfully hit his arm. Wine, you mean I am not a good person now? She turned her back to him, which made him smile. He held her arm and again made her face him. Taeyang, you are the most sweetest person, mother of my kids and my love. Wine melts by his dogs. Taeyang cups her cheek and kisses her, and she kissed him back. She smiled into the kiss. After kissing for a good time, they broke the kiss and looked at their kids while hugging each other. Their happy family. The end.